Hi, my name is Rachel, and I'm so happy you're here today. I am going to talk a little bit about surviving challenging life conditions. I've been living life on hard mode for the last several years, so you don't have to. Not that I want to be living life on hard mode, but it's come with many lessons I've learned and hopefully can be of use to you today. So, for a bit of context, some of the things I've been through are moving across the country multiple times. I went through divorce at a young age, and I've been through some challenging conditions in terms of power dynamics. And so, with that being said, these are some tools that have helped me get through it. I don't know if I've come out stronger, but I've definitely come out smarter. All right. Decluttering has been a huge part of my journey. And it started whenever I moved across the country for the first time. I moved from West Virginia to California for school and only took what could fit in the car. And having never done that before, that was quite a transition. Not only was it just my things, but it was also my former spouse's things. And that's a difficult, substantial size down. And so I decluttered the first time then. When I was in school in California, there were several moves for me, including the move from the divorce. And with each of those, there was also a decluttering. When I moved back across the country, I'm now in New York, there was another decluttering. You can see where this is going. And this final, so far, round of decluttering has been largely supported by Marie Kondo's The Joy of Decluttering and Joy at Work books from my library. I gotta say, it is not for the faint of heart. And it's been a long process of emotional growth because whenever you're decluttering, it isn't just, oh, I need to clean up these papers, or, oh, my clothes don't fit in my dresser, I should get another dresser. It's more like, for me, in my experience, it's been the emotional part of what each item represents. And whenever you're going through periods of major growth as a person, it can be really difficult to part with things from different lives that you've had before. And so, something that in my decluttering journey has been the most helpful is something that Marie Kondo shared of thanking each item for its role in your life and wishing it well in its next life, even if it can't move forward with yours. So, for example, something that has been on my mind lately is shirts with logos on them, like of my alma maters and places that I've been. Something that has been weighing on me is like I don't always want to wear something that's representing something else. Sometimes I just want to be me. And now there's something to be said for clothes that are made with really great quality. And I think that's fantastic. And there are also awesome brands that support the kinds of values that I have and the lifestyles that I want to lead. Understood. I don't always want to be a walking advertisement. Sometimes I just want to be myself, you know? But that's been super emotional because I've really loved a lot of those places. But when it comes down to it, I'm holding on to things that I'm not necessarily using in my daily life. It's taking up a lot of space and it's not adding things to my life. It's also, as Marie Kondo said, it's holding the space for what could be really beneficial to me. That's a major paraphrasing, rephrasing of what she said. But with decluttering, you're making space for who you want to be and who you want to become and who you already are becoming. And so, with each major life transition, has it been emotionally hard to declutter each time? Yes. Is there a huge weight to moving and touching every item that you own every single time? Yes. And a lot of the times I wasn't able to just do it on my own. I needed to ask friends for support, whether it was just being there with me or helping me wrap up items after I'd made the decision of whether it'll go or whether it'll stay. And so, if there's anything I can leave you with with decluttering, it's that I strongly recommend Marie Kondo's books. Even if you don't take the full plunge, there are still a lot of really helpful principles for dealing with the emotional impact of it in those books. And I recommend reaching out for support because the thing is, like, it is really hard. What you're doing is really hard and it's doable. Everything is figure outable. Even though it may not feel good, it will be beneficial to you as you continue to grow. So that being said, I just dropped off some bags of clothes today, and even though it felt kind of sad to me, I gave those bags a big old hug and I was like, "Thank you so much for the role you've had in my life. I wish you well in your next journey, and I know that it's going towards good people, a good cause. It's going to be able to support others in lifestyles that they may enjoy." It also feels like a weight off my chest to now be like, wow, I both have space in my dresser and I don't have a bajillion bags of clothes in my car anymore or in my home. Like, I'm able to take a breath of relief. Yeah. So another thing that is helping me is I try to support myself by taking care of myself. Am I always amazing at that? No. But what I've noticed is that it is so much harder to go through challenging life circumstances when you're super duper not getting enough sleep and you're super duper not getting enough to eat or sufficient nutrients that you need. And also, like, just in general, like, not ignoring my hygiene, but not prioritizing that. And what I mean by that is, like, if there's a day or many days where I'm just at home and I have, like, the world's my oyster, if I don't take a shower one of those days, I will manage and I won't feel very good. As opposed to if I do take a shower, it helps me to feel more refreshed and awake and ready to be able to go out of the house or ready to receive company, as opposed to like me being like, don't look at me. And now the thing is, there are of course extenuating circumstances. Like, this specific example is whenever like my mental health is strong enough to be able to do those things. I do not have children that I care for that would impact my ability to have to make the difficult decision to prioritize um, another's needs over my own for my level of preference for hygiene, um, and things akin to that. I am in a position where I get to choose that for myself right now. And whenever I do choose that, I understand that in my current place in life, it supports me towards being able to get through these difficult life transitions that I'm already dealing with. So, with that being said, with the specific place in life that I am, something that helps me a lot whenever I'm going through something like grief, for example, or some kind of like major loss, is I don't really feel like getting out of the house and I don't feel like interacting with folks. But if I take a shower and I put on makeup and I fix my hair to the extent that I like, that makes me feel good, I love to take myself out to dinner. Now I know that that can be kind of scary. And by kinda, I mean a lot. But the more you do it, the more comfortable it gets. I love taking myself out to eat. I love taking myself on trips now. And was it scary whenever I first started doing that? Yes! It was very scary. And I was like very self-conscious. I was very, I don't know, like very hyper aware. And it's not that I'm less aware now. I am super aware, okay? And I am able to enjoy my surroundings a lot and my new experiences. So for example, like I went through a loss in the last few weeks and I didn't want to do anything. Like, my emotions were very low, to say the least. And I after about a day was like, I need to take a shower. And I took my shower and I got dressed up a little bit, like at least a little nicer than my usual standard. And I was like, I'm gonna take myself out to dinner. And you know what? I went, and were they open? No. But in this specific instance, that was okay. Like, I still felt nice because I took care of myself. I still fed myself, but it wasn't like a sit down meal like I was hoping. And that's okay. There will be other times. But the moral of the story is making an effort to show up for yourself goes a long way. It also gives you things to look forward to. And whenever you don't have something to look forward to, it feels like at least for me, it's very easy to feel like I'm in a vacuum, or like the spirals come way easier. And that's not what I want for myself. And now, along with that, on the topic of having things to look forward to, I love to dance. I love to sing. I love to act. I love all the things. And I haven't been able to be in classes like I used to be. Like whenever I was in school, I was in so many classes every single day. And was it exhausting? Absolutely. Was it so much fun? Absolutely. Because I got to keep trying new things. And I really missed that. And so I've signed up for dance classes again, and I'm really happy, one, that I get to move my body again. I'm happy, two, that I get to learn new things. And I'm happy, three, that I have something to look forward to that really lights me up. Um, and now whenever I've gone through major transitions, like whenever I did go through my divorce, I I was really held together by the arts industry, whether I wanted it or not. And I was in a show at the time, and it to have a creative outlet in the midst of difficult circumstances is a very resourceful step, because it gives you an outlet for the energy that's building up inside, and it also gives you a distraction to some extent, if that's what you want. For me, being in shows helps me a lot. Being in dance classes helps me a lot, because a teacher told me this when I was in undergrad, in my very first undergrad play. So Leah, if you're seeing this, thank you. And it was the advice to leave at the door what's bothering you. And I know that not every um, let's say acting class subscribes to that. I know there are other schools of thought of bring your day into class with you, and let what's bothering you or what's not bothering you influence your work that day. But for me, it's so helpful to get to leave it at the door and know it'll be right there whenever I'm finished to pick right back up, because you can't only ever always think about what's bothering you. And I'm saying that as much to myself as anything, because like then you're just in a there's that downward spiral again of sadness and negativity, and your brain and body don't really have the opportunity to come up for air and to get a fresh perspective on the situation. And while it doesn't fix everything and it doesn't solve everything, it at least gives you some sort of reprieve. And now I love me some escapism. I love a great fantasy book. I love a great like fun movie. I don't know. I love fun music, and it's nice to get to try on different hats, cuz you don't have to be an actor to be able to try on different lives. You can do that by consuming art, by creating art on your own. And that has been probably one of the most, if not the most, impactful changes for me as I go through difficult things. So I hope that this has been helpful for you. Please know that you're not alone. You got this. Thanks for watching.